Toastmaster Karthik, we have already started with the recording. The meeting is being recorded.
Okay.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A warm welcome to the meeting number 192 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I am Karthik Venugopal, your Sergeant at Arms for today. I am sure you are as excited I am for this wonderful meeting which is about to come. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours and you are expected to stay for the entire duration. I would like to begin by stating the mission of Toastmasters. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we start meeting, I want to highlight some few key points. Your video should be on and the audio should be off. Audio should be only on when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International does not put any restrictions on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. I also urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and spirit, hence ensuring there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones that create hostility and discomfort among members or guests. Now, let me call upon the presiding officer who will be presiding the meeting today. Our presiding officer for today is DTM Sourav Dutta, the president of the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. DTM Sourav has played several leadership roles within and beyond Toastmasters. Within Toastmasters, he has been president's distinguished division director and a distinguished area director. Beyond Toastmasters, he has held several senior leadership positions at the director level and above with MNCs and startups. Currently, DTM Sourav is invested in building his own edutech startup, that is Practive. So now I call upon our presiding officer for today, DTM Sourav Dutta. Give a big round of applause.
Thank you so much, our Sergeant at Arms. That was our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster, Karthik Venugopal. Karthik is a techie, but he's also a big humor enthusiast. He's also a stand-up comedian, or rather, I would say a wannabe stand-up comedian. Good. So with this, let me get started with the 192nd meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I hereby call the meeting to order. I see a few guests in the meeting. I see Neeta. Hi, Neeta. Can you quickly introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning. I am a member of the Toastmasters Club of Thrissur. I had joined in Toastmasters Club 6 months back and want to hear and learn from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Neeta, for joining us. And can you leave the audio? One of the computers, we have the audio on. Yes. Good. Okay, we are all set. So we have some guests here. And no guest here today, right? Okay, good. So then we are good to go. No guest in the room. All the people in the room are all members and no more guests online, I see. Today, I want to talk about one very important event that we did recently and what it means for us in the future. Very recently, the Gabbys, along with 11 other clubs, hosted a 12-hour table topic marathon on Independence Day. So one part of that event was my intention to, bring together clubs from across the country, because we as a club have grown on the shoulders of other clubs. I always say this, that the strength of the Gabbys comes from the knowledge that we got from the various Toastmaster clubs and Toastmasters from across the world. And I believe that while we are moving into the in-person space, it is creating great opportunities for us to network in person and build that bond. But at the same time, it's taking away from us that very important thing about the Toastmasters pride, which is now getting smaller and smaller and getting limited to one club. When we got these 12 clubs together, 12 hours of table topic marathon happened. I know Dina was the first visitor who joined us that day also. She joined us from Canada. When we started the day, it was me and Dina on the call. And then people started joining. We had more than 250 visitors. We had more than 150 speakers all through the day, and 50 plus rule takers supported them. All that is great. But there's one more reason why I wanted to do this. I wanted to see if we as a fraternity have the strength to do something together. And I'm very proud and happy to say that, yes, we have. The entire event went seamlessly, and we showed a lot of people, including one very senior police officer who joined us as a guest, as a chief guest, that we have the power to do things together. Interestingly, he told me that when he met the governor that evening, he actually talked to the governor also about this entire event. And he mentioned to the governor that, see, a few Toastmaster clubs are coming together and doing something so spectacular. I think this is a very good example of how the civilians, the public can come together and build national unity, and they are doing their bit. So they had a good 2 to 3 minutes discussion on this event, because he said that I have to rush back early. He was at the parade ground, and he said that I have to rush back early to attend this event. And the governor was interested to know what is this event. And then he said that, this is the event that I'm attending as a chief guest. That brings us to the very important question. And I will not give the answer today, but I'll leave you with a thought. Are we doing enough as public speakers? We have the voice and we have the ability to speak, to express ourselves. So stand with the country on issues that matter, on things that shake us up. Are we doing our bit as speakers? Because we have the voice. There are many people who have questions. They don't have the ability to ask the questions. We have the ability. Are we using that ability only to do a fantastic table topic, a sensational speech, become an area director, division director, district director, become a president's distinguished club, becoming a distinguished Toastmaster, and that's it? Or are we using that ability to do something more? I will leave you with this thought, and I promise to come back with my perspective in a week from now, or maybe earlier, in some meeting of the Gabbys, because we meet thrice a week. And with this, I want to welcome our Toastmaster of the day for today. Our Toastmaster of the day for today is an extremely accomplished and a senior trainer. She is a soft skills trainer. She is a POSH trainer. She is a POXO trainer. And she is also an ILTS trainer. She knows so many things, and I wonder how. But if you know her, you will know that she is an extremely diligent learner. I have never taken notes even in my school days, and she takes notes even now, and I am very jealous of that ability of hers. So let me introduce the extremely erudite, extremely experienced, and one of our pride of our club, I would say, the VP Education of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur as the Toastmaster of the day. I'm not going to talk about the theme because I know nothing about it. So I'll let her take the stage and do justice to it. Over to you, Jaspreet.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer TTM Sourav Dutta, for these extremely kind words. I'm highly elated and also elated to see your power of words, the command that you have. And good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Very quickly, with a raise of hands, can you please tell me how many of you know about IELTS? Just knowing about it, virtual and offline, both. Please raise your hand and tell me how many of you know about IELTS.
So
I've heard about it. There are two
There-
hands there and there are two hands here. 3, 4, 4 and 2, 6. All right. Now, anyone who can just tell me what IELTS exactly is? Anyone? Or even if not exactly a vague idea, if you could give me what is IELTS all about?
It's a test of English as a foreign
Okay.
language.
All right. It's a test of English. Who was this?
This is Mukund here.
All right. Yes. Who else? Another VP Education. Okay. So IELTS actually is an acronym for International English Language Testing System. It is an internationally accepted standardized English language proficiency test for non-native, and we are also non-native English language speakers. It is required for various purposes like work, study, and migration to English-speaking countries like Australia, US, UK, France, New Zealand, Ireland, and the list goes on. Now, every country has its own IELTS band score requirements, which vary depending on the type of the visa you are wanting. It is recognized by 11,000 organizations in IELTS accepted countries, including universities, companies, government organizations, and also the migration agency. And this test grades your listening, reading, speaking, and writing, what we very commonly call as the LSRW skills. You open the books of your kids, the small kids also, somewhere or the other, it will say to develop the LSRW skills. So that is what IELTS also wants to enhance. And the abilities, they range from a scale of 1 to 9, 1 being the lowest, 9 being the highest. Now, is there anyone over here who has taken the IELTS exam already? Anyone? Or then the next question, anyone who plans to take it in the near future, or maybe one day in future? Anyone? All right. So that takes me on to the next thing. When nobody has taken it, nobody wants to take it. Why are we having it as a theme over here? Why would anyone be interested in something which nobody has ever ventured into? Okay, so this Toastmasters meeting and the IELTS exam. Now, IELTS is the preparation for that is helpful, not just for the exam per se. It goes much beyond that. It helps develop, as I said, the LSRW skills for us as well. These are the skills needed for an effective communication in any kind of setting. They can be useful in career growth, especially in a country like India, where English proficiency plays a key role in many sectors. And yes, when I was asking a couple of Toastmasters about this particular theme, what they think about the importance of English, they said even in certain offices, the promotion of a candidate depends on how well he can communicate. So it is that important. All your degrees and certificates on one side, and on the other side is this, which becomes really very important. Now, the activities that are related to IELTS, they help improve the participants' communication skills. It further benefits him in everyday situations, like what kind of situations? Interviews, client interactions, and public speaking. This is the requirement that made all of us join Toastmasters, isn't it? The desire to improve our grip over the English language. So watch out for benefits for all of us. Even if we don't want to take the exam, there is no harm in just browsing about it, knowing about it, and following the steps, because when we do that, we may not want to take the exam, but we may want to upgrade and upskill ourselves as far as the knowledge of the language is concerned. So more about the benefit of today's theme for everyone in a bit of time. Right now, let's continue with the meeting. For the benefit of our guests and the very newly joined members, I would like to explain the structure of the meeting. Toastmaster meetings are built around 3 elements. First, the prepared speeches, where speeches are delivered according to the individual speaker's path, level, and project in accordance to the Toastmasters International Guidelines. The second section is the impromptu speeches. which are called as table topics. In this part of the meeting, our guests can also participate. I would urge all of you to at least volunteer for the table topics. Even more important is that all of us listen to each topic being given by the table topic master and think, how would we tackle this topic? Third, and the last section is the evaluation session conducted by the general evaluator. Our general evaluator today is Toastmaster Upasana Ghosh Dastidar. Toastmaster Upasana loves to cook, travel, listen to music, and read about Indian mythology. She loves exploring new cultures and visiting different countries. At present, she works as a senior technical writer for a multinational. Now, according to our general evaluator, we are living in a time when the world is one global village, and the ability to communicate well in English has become even more important. Proper and precise communication increases understanding, builds strong relationships, both personally and professionally. In this digital era, where writing and speaking can reach anyone, learning English gives tremendous possibilities and enables people to discuss their ideas boldly with different listeners. Absolutely well said, Toastmaster Upasana. I invite you to the virtual stage to take us further and explain your role as the general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Upasana.
Thank you so much, our TMOD Toastmaster Jaspreet. And as a general evaluator, I will be evaluating everything of this meeting from the start to end. So my evaluation has already started from the moment the meeting has started. And since evaluating such a big meeting is not one person's job, and hence I have a team. Just like in IELTS, we have 4 sections, that is listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Same way, here we have our 4 pillars: timer, our counter, listener, and grammarian. So first, I would like to call upon our timer, Toastmaster Karthik. Toastmaster Karthik is working as a full stack developer in Travelopia and is a tech trainer. He is a history and movie buff. He loves storytelling and listening to music. He always tries to be the best version of himself. Toastmaster Karthik. Toastmaster Karthik, you're not audible. No, you're not audible.
Okay, I'm audible now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. So as a timer, I'll be timing prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. So for prepared speeches, we have 2 speeches today. One speech is 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I'll be raising the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll be raising the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll be raising the red card. The second speech length is about from 18 to 22 minutes. So I'll raise green card at 18 minutes and yellow card at 20 minutes and red card at 22 minutes. And for table topics, and for table topic speech section, we have a time limit of 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. And for evaluations, the time limit is from 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 2.5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. So both prepared speech section and evaluation sections have grace time of 30 seconds at the both end, that is lower and upper end. But for table topic section, we have only grace time of 30 seconds at the upper limit. So that speaker can go up till 2 minutes to 2 minutes 30 seconds in table topics. So and at the end, when called upon by general evaluator, I'll display my report of the timer report. Back to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. Next, we have our R counter, Toastmaster Kamal. Toastmaster Kamal is a chartered accountant from Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. He completed his Polytechnic Engineering Diploma in IT before pursuing his CA career. He has worked with Airtel, Tata Motors, Samsung, and Daimler Truck. Kamal is very passionately curious, dedicating his free time to equity research and political knowledge. Toastmaster Kamal.
Thank you, General Evaluator Partner. The purpose of our counters is to listen and make us note of unnecessary words and sounds used by all speakers and role players of the meeting. This report will focus on 5 major areas: filler words such as inappropriate injection like well, but, so, or the use of fresh words similar to basically, actually, this thing, etc. Repetitive words as well. This means, unintentionally long or short pauses. I will present my report when called by General Evaluator during the General Evaluation session. Over to you, first.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kamal. Next, we have our grammarian, Toastmaster Nupur. She is a dentist specializing in periodontology. That's a fancy talk for gums. She also runs her clinic, which has started since last year. She handles an Instagram page called dentist_Dr. Nupur, which educates people regarding oral health. Toastmaster Nupur.
Fellow Toastmaster and guests, as grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to the language usage. I'll take note of any misuse of English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is paraphrase, meaning express the meaning of something written or spoken using different words, especially to achieve greater clarity. We can use it. An example of using the word is she gave us a quick paraphrase of what had been said. So please do use this word, and I'll get back to you.
Thank you so much,
Back to you,
Toastmaster.
Jean.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. And last but not the least, we have our listener, Toastmaster Shubham. He originally comes from colorful state of Rajasthan. Shubham is a chartered accountant as well, with over 5 years experience and currently working with Dilemma Truck Group. His career has taken him from Rajasthan to Bombay and now to Bangalore, where he resides with his wife. Outside of work, Shubham is passionate about traveling to new places and exploring diverse cuisines. He also enjoys playing badminton and is a devoted Bollywood fan. Toastmaster Shubham.
Thank you, General. Thank you, General Evaluator Partner. I was reading somewhere, listening is all about being present, not only being just quiet. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests, if anyone is there. I am listener of the day. I'll be listening whatever will be said closely in the meeting, and will be drafting some short questions and will be asking at the end of the meeting to check our listening skills. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shubham. And with this, I will come with my team at the end of this meeting to bring our evaluations. Until then, I would request each and everybody to enjoy their speeches and table topic. Thank you so much. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Upasana. I assure everyone that today I'll try to paraphrase the nitty-gritties of IELTS for the benefit of everyone in the meeting room. Let's now move on straight away to the first section, which is the prepared speeches. Our first speaker today is Toastmaster Mahavir Chand. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Sudharma Perera. Toastmaster Sudharma, can you please come? Yeah, she's there. You're there, right? All right. Toastmaster Mahavir's path is Dynamic Leadership Level 1 Project P1. This is his Icebreaker project. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Timer, please note the speech duration is 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Mahavir is a talented software engineer hailing from Ooty. He carries an invaluable experience from companies like Alcatel, Tech Mahindra, and Micronext. In his leisure, he enjoys running. Toastmaster Mahavir believes English is crucial today because of its global acceptance in various fields. Therefore, mastering English is the key to success in a connected world. Very well said, indeed. Let's get a little more deep into this Toastmaster's life through his icebreaker speech. Toastmaster Mahavir, moments that shaped me, a glimpse into my life. Moments that shaped me, a glimpse into my life, Toastmaster Mahavir.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Moments shape our life. What is the moment that shaped your life? Was it an opportunity? Was it a challenge? Or some special moment? Please think about it and note it down and put it in the chat box. Would anyone like to share about it? Yes, today I would like to share the moments that shaped my life. My journey started in Ooty. All of you know Ooty as a small, serene town with lush green gardens and lot of lovely tourist spots. Yes, I was born there, but Ooty is a place where my entrepreneurial spirit was also born. My family has been into the business of FMCG distribution, which I have been observing for countless hours as I grew up. My grandfather told me business is not about profits. Business is about customer satisfaction. It's about hard work and perseverance. That brought in the entrepreneurial spirit in me and still drives me day in and day out. The next pivotal moment came when I moved from Ooty to Bangalore. After completing my engineering, I joined Tech Mahindra and then worked with Alcatel, gained immense experience in technology for 5 years, and then decided it's time for me to start my own venture using my family's business skills and the technology experience I gained in Tech Mahindra and Alcatel. I decided to start Micronext. Starting Micronext was not easy. It came with its own challenges where I had to face challenges regarding team building, regarding finding new customers and perfecting our product. But our breakthrough moment came when we got a big client from Dubai, which helped us persevere and made me feel, yes, I can do it. Life is not just about work. And there are some connections and some meetings which change everything for you. My life-changing moment came when I met Madhu, the love of my life, in college. What started as a friendship grew into love and eventually got married. But getting married to Madhu was not easy. I am a Jain and Madhu is a Tamilian. We had our own blocks and it took almost 9 years to convince my parents for the marriage. And yes, now we are happily married. Madhu has been a strong pillar in my life, driving me through the thick and thin of what's happening with my business. My son Adyan, who's 5-year-old now, brings in a great sense of responsibility, the need to be available, and also drives me day to day on what I'm doing. Driving my business gives me a sense of responsibility and helps me to feel that I need to leave a legacy for Adyan. And my passion for running. I'm a marathon runner. I run marathons. I participate in runs regularly. And every race I run, every mile I cross during my marathon gives me a feeling. Life is not about the destination, it's about the journey. Every mile you cross, every step you take is a transformative one. And yes, enjoying it makes a huge difference. And now I'm on the path of learning yoga. Learning yoga brings in a sense of accomplishment, calm, and mindfulness with my day to day activities, day-to-day pressures, it helps me realize how to enjoy every moment and make sure the right decisions are taken. Another life-changing moment of mine was in the year 2011, where I was selected by the Rotary Club to represent India for the group study exchange to USA, where I got to learn and experience the various businesses in USA and got to implement that here in India. As I stand here today, I realize that my life is a collection of moments, each one contributing to the person I am. From my early years in Ooty and to my journey as an entrepreneur, from falling in love to Madhu and the joyhood of being a parent, and from running marathons and embracing yoga. These moments have crafted me today. And here I have another moment where I've joined Toastmasters, giving my first Toastmaster icebreaker speech. This is another moment which is going to be a life-changing moment for me. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, and I'm also looking forward to hear each of your moment. Thank you.
A round of applause for Toastmaster Mahavir, everybody. Thank you, Toastmaster Mahavir, for giving a glimpse into your life. I agree with you that certain moments are very crucial in our life. Handling them well enables us in shaping our future the way we want it to happen. Thank you very much for that. Now, let's move on to our second speaker of the day. The second speaker is Toastmaster Mukund Joshi. He will be evaluated by DTM Sourav Dutta. I hope DTM Sourav Dutta is there in the room, not gone out for a cup of coffee. Yes. So, Toastmaster Mukund's path is Persuasive Influence Level 5. This is an elective project. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. The member completing this project has been working to build the skills necessary to engage an audience for an extended period of time. Today, he will deliver an engaging keynote-style speech, which may be humorous, informational, or any style that he chooses. Timer, please note the time limit is 18 to 22 minutes. Toastmaster Mukund Joshi, VP Education of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, was born and brought up in Bangalore City. He is a certified public accountant by qualification and a finance process transformation expert by profession. He believes that English is the unofficial national language which binds the whole country. It is used in all types of setups, corporate, government, education, etc. Hence, without proper knowledge of English, we are all handicapped and can't exercise our right to communicate properly and fully. Exactly what I wanted to communicate to everybody today. Thanks for doing that, Toastmaster Mukund. Now, let's see what this Toastmaster, how he exercises his right to communicate through his speech. Toastmaster Mukund Joshi, unconventional strategies, Toastmaster Mukund Joshi. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jaspreet Kaur. The title of the speech is actually Unconventional Strategies for Reinventing Your Career. I repeat, Unconventional Strategies for Reinventing Your Career. I hope I'm audible to everybody. Am I?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
All right. Thank you. Now, question to the audience. How many of you here have more than 15 plus years of work experience? I can't see the gallery from here, but if there is any way I can see the gallery and see the show of hands, it would be great. Okay, I can see around 3, and in the room, 4, 15 plus. Around 15 years old. All right, okay. We have around 2, 3 here in the room, and I can see some 4, 5 online. Right? So here I am here to talk about how to reinvent or change your career once some kind of a fatigue sets in. You have around 15 or plus years of work experience. You have been doing the same thing for a long period of time. Now, you have certain ideas in mind, you have certain thoughts in mind, you have come across so many scenarios in your life, in your journey, and you want to reinvent your career. You want to change your career to something else than what you are currently been doing. And when I say something else, it is totally drastic. Like, for instance, a chartered accountant who is practicing after 15, 20 years of experience wants to become, say, a musician, a guitarist, for example. Something that drastic I'm talking about, right? Now, before I start off on talking about the unconventional strategies, I want to tell everybody here that whatever I'm going to speak today is heavily borrowed from this book that I'm showing here called The Working Identity. Okay, the name of the title of this book is Working Identity, and this has been written by a celebrity professor. Her name is Herminia Ibarra. So Herminia Ibarra is a Colombian, and she's a celebrity professor, as I said. She has taught in Harvard, she has taught in INSEAD, and currently she is a professor at the London Business School, where I also did 1 year of my Slogan Masters. Right now, before I get into the unconventional way of reinventing your career, let us first understand what is the conventional way that is currently being followed. Ladies and gentlemen, the conventional way is first knowing, then doing. Pretty simple. You first know what you want to do, and then you start going about doing the same thing. That is the conventional way. So what does one normally do here in the conventional way? So you research about your new role, you make sure you're financially stable for the next 4 or 5 years. You may even take up a couple of courses in some big business schools, etc. And then one fine day, you give up what you have been doing for the last 15, 20 years, and then you take the plunge. So that is the conventional way. So first, you know what you want to do, then you go about doing it. Some may be successful here, some may not, but I'm not here to discuss the conventional way of reinventing your careers, but I'm here to talk about the unconventional way of doing it. Now, what does the unconventional way state? The unconventional way of reinventing your career is exactly the opposite of the conventional way of doing it. You first do, and then you know. That is the unconventional way of reinventing your career. Now, why? Why should you first do things and then start knowing what you're doing? Simple, because when you're reinventing your career, ladies and gentlemen, you're reinventing your working identity. I repeat, when you're reinventing your career, you're reinventing your working identity. What is working identity? So working identity are 3 things. One is how you see yourself in a professional role. The first thing is how you see yourself in your professional role. The second is how you convey yourself to others in your professional world. How you project yourself to your colleagues. That's the second thing. And third is simple, how you live your working life. So 3 things I repeat: how you see yourself in a professional role, how you convey yourself to others in your professional role, right? And finally, how you live your working life. So this is your working identity. And I'm sure you'll be guessing these 3 things don't come by just knowing. They come by doing. Only then, that is your working identity, right? Now, take my own example. So I am a process transformation expert. I have been doing it for 15, 16 years now. Now, how I see myself transforming processes, say in supply chain, in finance and accounting, in HR, etc. That is how I see myself. And how do I convey myself to my professional world? So if anyone hears the name Mukund Joshi, they should know that, okay, I have a problem in this particular process. I want to transform this place. I want to automate this process. So I should go to Mukund. So that is what I want to convey to my professional community. And I'm living that in my working life. What I do, I go to my client's place, I study their processes, I see the gaps, and I suggest tools, automation, etc., for them to reinvent their whole process. That is my working life, right? So that is my working identity, right? I'm living, I'm doing. That is my working identity, right? Now, let's say, this is a hypothetical example. Let's say that I want to change my career. Okay. Now, two careers have kind of interested me in the past. One, and again, this is a hypothetical example, friends. If you want to know real life examples of how people have changed, please read this book. As I said, there are a huge number of, many number of real life examples where they have used the unconventional way of changing their careers. But now let's come back to me, the protagonist, right? I want to change my career. Now, as I said, two paths have interested me. One, I want to become a golf coach. Second, I want to become an entrepreneur. So these are the two things that have interested me. Now let's take one, just in the interest of time. I want to become a golf coach. Now, how do I become a golf coach through the unconventional way? What I do, I borrow 2 golf clubs from a friend. I hit the range. I hire a coach for 5 sessions, paying $4,000-5,000, and I start learning hitting the strokes, the golf strokes. Let's say I start liking it. Then I try to learn the strokes from all other clubs in a golf kit, the drivers, the putters, the long irons, etc., etc. Now let's say that I like even that. Then what I will do, I will go hit the course, a small course, a 9-hole course, and I start learning how to play on the actual course. If that also I'm more inclined to, then I go to a bigger course. Then I go to different courses and so on and so forth. So what am I doing? I'm actually doing what I want to do, what I like to do. I'm not knowing anything over here. I'm actually playing it out. I'm getting a direct experience in what I am doing, right? And similarly for being an entrepreneur. I mean, I won't go into details, but yes, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to take those baby steps, etc., etc. Right? Now, what does this reveal to you? Right? This reveals 2 things, friends. One, we are not one self. We are human beings. We are not one self. We are different selves. There are so many things that we want to become in life, not one thing. And it is exactly for this reason you cannot trade your old role for a new role on one fine day. It's not possible. Right? We have to live through that period of transition where we rethink and reconfigure multitude of possibilities. There are so many things that we would like to become, right? Until you find that right thing, you have to explore, you have to reconfigure, multitude of possibilities. That's one thing that comes out clearly from this. The second thing that comes out is it is impossible to think out how to reinvent ourselves. And therefore, it is equally hard to execute in a planned and organized way. You cannot say that tomorrow I want to become something, I give up my old career, and then now I'm planning and I'm organizing how I want to live the rest of my life. No, it doesn't work that way, right? A successful outcome in reinventing your career hinges less on knowing one's inner self. It hinges more on a multi-step process of envisioning and testing possible outcomes. I repeat this last sentence, ladies and gentlemen. A successful outcome hinges more on a multi-step process of envisioning and testing possible outcomes. That is reinventing a career. And let me tell you one thing very categorically here, okay? No amount of self-reflection, can substitute for direct experience. You can self-reflect, you can know things, you can read books, you can attend courses, okay, you can dream whatever you want to become, but nothing can that substitute the actual direct experience that you get, right? You have to evaluate the alternatives. Now, all the while, let me tell you one more thing here. All the while I'm doing things, I don't let go of my old career. There is no way. I have spent 15 to 20 years of my life in that career. Okay, it would be foolish for me to check all that one fine day without having a good sense of the alternatives. There is no way, one can do that. It should not. You should hold on to your current career till the time, you get to know that this is what you want to do. And believe me, that day will come. If you keep doing what you want to do, a day will come when you see when you see yourself in that professional role, when that becomes your working identity, you will see yourself in a professional role. People will relate to you in your new career, and you will live that working life in spite of holding on to your old career for some time. Okay, and that's when you realize that it's the time to change. That's when you realize that you have to let go of your previous career and you can move into your new career. And this is a less risky and, in my humble opinion, a foolproof way of literally reinventing your career. Okay, I would like to tell my own example, and this is a real life example. I did the conventional way. I tried 2018. I just put on my papers in Cognizant. I went to London. I got enrolled in London Business School to do my Sloan Masters. Okay, I thought by getting a good education, okay, where entrepreneurship is one of the important subjects of the course, I will be able to reinvent my career after coming back to India. It didn't happen. I came back after 15 months, started my own venture, hired 2 software engineers, built an app which would track vaccines right from birth till 16 years of age. Okay. Everything I did based on what I was knowing. I'd never done any of this before. Okay. There are times when I used to stand outside a pediatrician's clinic for 2 hours to just get 5 minutes of her time, to tell her about my app and request her to use my app for free. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, in that 5 minutes of time she gave me, I could see the irritation in her face where she was thinking, when will you get out of my room? I have 4 more patients sitting outside. It is not easy. This is what happens when you know things and you start doing it. It doesn't work that way. You should keep baby steps. You should know. And there may be many times, for instance, you take my own example, my hypothetical example, where while I'm learning golf, initially it might look very, very attractive. Your workplace is where it is full of lush greenery till you see the horizon, right? What a place to work. What a workplace to have, right? But once you start playing in the course, okay, you may start feeling that this may not be your cup of tea. And same thing applies to being an entrepreneur. You may start feeling, no, this is not what I want to do. There could be something else, right? So that is what I'm trying to say, that, knowing first and doing next is a risky proposition. There could be people who have been successful. I'm not saying no, but I'm just saying it is a risky proposition, and this is a more easier way. And this is called the unconventional way of reinventing your career. Okay. Now, have people who have adopted this unconventional way regretted later? Well, I'm not sure about that. To be honest with you, I'm not sure about that. But I'm sure about one thing. Okay. Someone who desperately wants to change and does not take any action at all is more cause for regretting than someone who has taken some action. That is exactly what I would like to say. So that is what I had as part of my speech. Now, I know I have some more minutes left, and I deliberately kept it aside to see if any of you have any questions on whatever I spoke in the last, 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. If anybody has any questions, I'm open to.
So I have one question.
Yeah,
like
please.
in your this 2018, when you tried to switch your career, what was your experience, or did you try to check why did you fail actually?
Why did I fail? Well, I told you I failed because I didn't really know what I was doing. Okay, I had something in my mind. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, so I checked everything that I currently had, and I spent lots of money. Go there, did everything, not only on my schooling but also on the business, etc. But then, as I went deeper and deeper into that entrepreneurship, I started knowing so many things which I had never known before. I started realizing so many things, right? You go to a hospital, a big hospital, I don't want to mention names here, but big hospital and say that please use my app in your hospital, they don't. Okay, there are so many things that you have to navigate, even in a private setup, to get them to start using your app. These were the things I never knew. I thought it is simple. Okay, you have money, you go, you invest, done, deal. But it doesn't work that way.
So the example that you're giving and the message that you're giving, I see a bit of a contradiction here.
Yeah.
So the message that you're giving is don't wait to know, start doing and learn by doing, right? So knowledge will eventually come if you start taking baby steps. That's your core message.
That's my core message. Yeah.
The example that you gave and the question that you asked, the response that you gave, it seems like you failed because you did not have enough knowledge. So your own formula of doing and learning seems not to have worked in your example. So how do you explain that?
You gain knowledge by doing.
Gain knowledge by doing, but then that knowledge ultimately did not lead you to success.
That ultimately
is the startup that you're talking about. So how can we draw an inspiration from that?
See, it's not just about knowing things. There are certain other things that we should know while we are doing. For example, you should know how much money you need in the next 3 years, 4 years. You should know how much while you are doing your finances, etc. You should understand for how long you will sustain.
So are you saying that the knowledge has to also be applied continuously to make the doing more enriching, or what is how do you? I'm a little confused on that part.
Yeah.
This example is kind of
starting
with this example.
Yeah. So the basic premise is that when you want to do something, you hold on to what you already have first. Okay, and then you start doing. While you are doing things, you may realize that may not be your cup of tea. You may suddenly realize that you can't sustain for more number of years.
Agreed.
Right? So then that is when you kind of give it up. Right. But what I did, I checked up everything. And then I plunged into it completely. Right? And then when I plunged into it completely, I started realizing so many things. I was lucky enough to get back to what I was doing earlier. Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to have. I hope I have answered, but okay.
How did you deal with rejections? You went through many hospitals and doctors. So when they kind of rejected, what did you take?
Well, you have to take it in your stride. Okay. If there is not one pediatrician, there are 5 more pediatricians on the same road. There are so many other hospitals on the same road. Right? Or another way of doing it is come through the management. Right? If you have contacts in the management, try to come through them. Right?
Is it after your confidence like this?
Oh, you definitely feel bad initially. When you're rejected, when you see that irritated face of the doctor staring into you, it's clearly written on her face, please get out. So it definitely kind of affects you. But then if you're an entrepreneur, you have to be thick-skinned. There is no other alternative for that. Online, does anybody have any? Yeah, there's one more person here in the room. Oh, yeah, I see some hand. Sreehari.
Well, you have explained about no amount of self-reflection can truly replace the experience, right? But I want to know what is it that we know as of now that we can certainly take onto the next career path, like changing it. Let's say a personality traits, a person is very social or good with the words, or they're good at sports, or is that a good proxy for us to make a career shift is what I wanted to know.
See, the whole premise is first do before you take any steps. Okay, keep baby steps in that particular area that you want to be in. Okay, you will know so many things. Okay, that may be the right thing for you, that may not be the right thing for you. To know that, you will have to be there. You have to experience it for some time. So whatever you want to do, right, you should first test it out by holding on to your current career. Yeah, that would be my advice. So anything you want to do, right? First, test waters, see where it leads you to, and then you take the baby steps. Okay, Deanne.
Ask her to put the question on chat. Ask Deanne to put the question.
Deanne, can you please put your question on the chat? She's already put. Okay, I will answer that.
No, it's not our questions. I mean, you can read that.
Okay.
She has a comment.
Toastmaster
Ashwini?
Mukund. Yes,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Mukund, is my voice audible?
Yeah, it is.
Great. So my question for you is, I'm currently in the social impact space. So I have close to 5 years of experience in this, but by education, I'm an engineer, right? So since I've already spent 4 to 5 years in the social impact space, so I have a feeling of missing out. I know I'm getting FOMO that I am losing out on a big chunk, not being part of the corporate sector. And moving forward, I will not have, say if I spend 7, 8 years in the social impact space, I might not have a chance to move out to the corporate. So I am in a peak of my career right now to make a choice whether to stay in the NGO sector or to move to the corporate sector. So how do I make that switch? If I'm making switch, what are the factors which I have to consider? So this is my question for you.
Well, I would suggest, okay, if I'm not a career counselor, first of all, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to
No, I just
answer.
wanted to understand your perspective since you have a good number of years of experience. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would suggest what is suggested to me in this book, which is hold on to your current career for some time. Take some small time roles in the corporate, like an internship, etc. Try to feel how corporate life is all about. Now, if you think you can gel with that, then you should make that move. That would be my suggestion to you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mukund.
All right, I think we have come to the end of the session. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Bye. Deanne, I will read your comment. Thank you.
A big round of applause for Toastmaster Mukund. Thank you, Toastmaster Mukund, first of all, for correcting me regarding the title of your speech. It was a miss at my end. And thank you for sharing your personal examples and encouraging everyone to reinvent day in and day out. This reminds me of Darwin's theory of evolution, survival of the fittest, something that even I keep on following really very closely. So keep reinventing, keep evolving. This seems to be the most applicable aspect in the contemporary world because there is no end to knowing and learning and going on doing something. There's no age for retirement in today's world, I think. All right. So with that, we come to an end to this section. Timer, can you please confirm if there are any disqualifications?
Yeah, so I think we have one disqualification, that is Mukund Joshi, but I think he was answering the question. So he took around 23 minutes. Yeah, but I think it's okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay, 20, fine. That we can take care of. You can decide and then we can launch the polls accordingly. Now, are we going for a break or should we continue?
I think we can have a quick break. May not be,
Okay.
we can have a 5 minutes break because we have time. We're at
All right,
10:58.
so then let's go for a 5 minutes break and then meet over here at 11:03, sharp at 11:03.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no polls for speech.
Dina, I will call you during the table topic.
Thank you.
Do we have everybody in the room? Can people please switch on the camera so that we know everybody is there, right? All right, so in between, I have been talking about the relevance of this theme of today's meeting for all of us, how it is relevant. The views of all our role takers and speakers have been mentioning about its importance in our life. Now, can anyone tell me how you think this theme is going to help you in near future? When we have spoken about it today, how is it going to help you in the near future? Then maybe I'll give you some more tips how to utilize it further. Anyone who feels it is going to enhance the speaking skills. All right. So that means my job is still left. Fine. So now when we talk about the listening test of IELTS, the listening part of it, it enables us, number one, so when you delve deeper into it, you will get to listen to certain recordings, and when you go through the test module, and going through the test module is, I just advise everybody today, right after this meeting, please browse this topic a little bit. And it is so wonderfully spread all across the internet. You'll write IELTS listening test. So they'll give you so many tests. The recordings will come, the questions will come, and the solutions will also come. So just listen to one or two and try to fill it up. The way the assessment of speaking and listening used to happen in school. So see how much we are able to listen, because it is not just listening. It is being able to understand various accents. It is, Toastmaster Suchita, you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to know which all websites are there for the sample exams.
All right, very good. I'm so happy you asked this question. So why am I happy? Because as I said, internet is all full with things related to IELTS, because it is actually the need of the hour. At the same time, there is a statutory warning that goes along with it. There are people who just want to get the there are people who just want to get, the number of likes and views and all that. So they are putting anything and everything over there, which is even misinformation. So what you can do is, once you start browsing, you'll come to know of good ones. But the best ones are British Council, the one by British Council Library. So you type BCL IELTS and it will start popping. Or it is IDP, the one that is conducting the IELTS exam. So they have their free samples for all kinds of papers, and every section has different levels of difficulty. So I suggest that, that listening, you pick up 1, 2 and all. So they even give you tips. And the tips are, listen to news on the foreign news channels. Because today, I hope everybody agrees, not just in your meeting rooms, anywhere and everywhere, we need to understand the accent of the other person. We may not be able to understand it fully, but then we need to be able to catch it. And I actually utilized in our linkers meeting where all of them were using different kinds of accents. And then the other day I was in a meeting with the Moscow people, and there again, it would have been a tough time had I not been listening to them closely. So going through this helps you understand that, and your listening becomes much improved and much better. And to listen better means to speak better. Now, when we talk about the next comes the speaking part. The second is LSRW. So the second is the speaking part. Can you tell me how will the speaking part help us?
So they basically play the recording and
not in the speaking, in the listening they play the recording.
Okay.
If I say their speaking is much like our Toastmasters, it won't be wrong. Okay, so speaking has 3 parts. First is just your general introduction. Who are you? Where are you from? And all that. The second is where they give you topics. They give you a topic the way now our table topic master is going to give you the topic. So they will give you the topic. You just think about it and start speaking on that. And then the third section, on the basis of what you spoke, some connection here or there, and they will ask. So again, that is why over here we say Toastmasters is not just impromptu speaking. Toastmasters is impromptu thinking. And that is why I think this is a mini structure of IELTS. You keep on going through religiously, following what Toastmasters tells us. Or even when we go through the Toastmasters websites, Toastmasters website, it teaches us, guides us how to improvise on these skills in a much better manner. So when we are talking about the speaking skills and how it would improve, so today after this, you can go through section 2 of the speaking test, and next time you'll see how wonderful your table topic becomes, because they tell you this is the topic. So 1, 2, 3, this is how you go ahead and then present your speech. So there also more or less the same time they give you. And that is how the speaking happens. So reading and writing, let's take it up after this section that's going to come up. So here we have the table topics section, which will be conducted by the table topic master. Today, this role is being played by Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya, a mechanical design engineer at a robotics startup. Sreehari is an avid reader. A great communicator himself, Toastmaster Sreehari believes that a great command over the English language gives a competitive edge. He has come across certain cases in the Indian print media. So he is the one who gave me this information yesterday, that if people can manage to talk well and write basic English, their salary is doubled than those who don't. And he actually shared a link, which I yet have to go through, which validated what he told me yesterday. So thank you for that, Sreehari. I'll definitely go through that. Over to you, Toastmaster Sreehari, our table topic master for the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jaspreet. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, table topic enables a member to develop the skills of impromptu speaking. Table topics help train members to quickly organize and express their thoughts. You can think of the table topic speech as a mini speech with an opening, a body, and a conclusion. This also provides a speaking opportunity for any member who is not on duty in the meeting agenda. Guests may also participate if they wish. Each speaker is required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Participants are disqualified at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And also if they end it within a minute. So I'll start.
Can we start with someone in the room? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Gaurav is coming up in the room.
Okay, Gaurav, are you ready for your topic?
Yeah, I'm ready, Sreehari. Yes.
What's the biggest perk of being multilingual today? What's the biggest perk of being multilingual today?
What's the biggest perk of being multilingual? So myself being multilingual. So let me explain. My dad is from Telugu, he speaks Telugu, and my mom's from Kannada. So at home, myself, I speak 2 languages. That's Telugu and Kannada. And over that, I know Hindi as well to an extent, and I understand Tamil as well. So let me talk about my home itself. So I talk to my mom in Kannada, my dad in Telugu. My mom talks to my dad in Kannada, my brother in Telugu, but my brother replies back my mom talks in Kannada to my brother. My brother replies back in Telugu. That's how it works. And I still don't know how that happens. So it's just something, it's kind of built in from birth, I believe. And let me say, when it comes to work, at office, I used to speak Telugu, Hindi, and Kannada. So it's a huge role because people feel comfortable around you. When you speak in their mother tongue, right? They feel more comfortable. They feel free to open up with you in a better extent, rather than speaking in only let's say English. So that's one huge thing. And being in India, I'm pretty sure everyone's multilingual to an extent. And over that, let's say you want to go abroad, let's say Germany or elsewhere. You start learning many more languages, and it's a plus point. It's never downside. And learning a new language is something nice. You get to learn a new culture in its own sense, and it's a whole new world you get into. So yeah, that's about it, I feel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. Even I was having hard time, trying to figure out the combinations that you are telling. Your your brother replies in Kannada but speaks in some other language. So that's pretty awesome, I feel. Okay, who do I have next here?
Before you give the next topic to anyone, just give a topic for Dina on chat. Read out the topic and put the topic on chat. She'll give the response on chat.
Okay.
And give her an easy topic, please. No, not a very tricky topic to Dina. Yeah, she's her friend. Yeah, so easy topic.
I'm typing this in a chat. Already another topic for you is how can language skills open global opportunities? So I look forward reading it aloud at the end. Okay. All right. Who do we have next?
Bindu Joseph.
All right, Bindu. Are you ready?
Looks like I'm chosen if I'm ready or even if I'm not ready. So,
okay,
Mr. Table Topic Master, hit me with it.
Okay. If words were currency, how rich would you be? If words were currency, how rich would you be?
You know, I don't think that's a question you should ask me. I think perhaps that's a question you should ask people in this forum. How much would they pay me for my words? Are they eloquent enough? Are they soothing enough? Do they give you comfort? Do they give you knowledge? Do they inspire you? Well, if that were the case, you know, all these great Toastmasters here sitting, your DTMs, your excellent speakers, they would all be rich. Unfortunately, at this point of time, I don't really fall into that category. My words, I doubt they would elicit any of the 1, 2, 3, 4 things that I have enumerated. But then let's come back to why I joined Toastmasters. Yes, to get over the fear of public speaking. Have I done that? Oh, fragment, long journey to go. So if words were currency, what does that make us, boss? Are we mercenaries? Have we come here to become rich? Food for thought. Back to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Bindu, for explaining in such a humorous way. Who do we have next?
Abhishek.
We have one from the room now, Abhishek.
Okay, Abhishek. Topic is, if you could invent a word, what would it mean? If you could invent a word, what would it mean?
So if I could invent a word, what it could be? There is, so I explained one concept. So, no. So, not a word, it's a group of word. Okay. So this is the concept that I have heard when I was doing. I was in class 6 or 7. This concept is about luck, labor, chance. Okay. So it was very difficult for me to understand at that time. I know that the labor stands about the hard work or work that you do, and you give great effort on this. And the chance is like opportunity, and the luck, this is the luck that you will need. So a person needs all these 3 things to be successful in life. Even absence of any one of these can make or will definitely break or like will create a hinder to achieve your goal. So I remember this 3 word as a one word, right? 3 words as a one word: luck, labor, chance. I need to have these 3 things at once. If I want to try to do something new or try to achieve something new. So yeah, so this is the new word that I wanted to explain to everyone.
Thank you so much, Abhishek, for explaining that. Can I take a couple of from the offline now? Ashwini?
Online.
Sorry, online, yeah, sorry. Ashwini, are you ready with the topic?
Yes, Sreehari. Sorry, I can't switch on the camera.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
What's your secret weapon for surviving small talk? What's your secret weapon for surviving small talk?
Great. What is my secret weapon for surviving small talks? Great. I think my work also demands for it. So me being in a sales role, every call, every talk is is equally important for me. So how do I survive in a small talks, right? So I start my conversation in building a personal relationship with the person. I start talking to them about what I like in their profile. So whenever I particularly talking about my role, so I connect with them on the personal level, at the personal level, so that the person feels okay, she has put some effort in the background to kind of know me. So that kind of helps me. And definitely small, if you have to start any relationship, it all starts from small talks, right? Also it applies for in-person conversations as well. So first impression is again the best impression you can leave, and that all starts by small talks. So small talks definitely have a large impact when we do the conversations, and making it more personal will definitely help build these relationships and take it a long way. And it has definitely helped me in my personal and professional life. So yeah, connect with people in small talks and you have a long way to go along. Yeah. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Ashwini. I'll try to use that tips in my workplace as well. Next, can we have Aparna? Toastmaster Aparna, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
The topic for you is language proficiency today's version of survival of the fittest? Is language proficiency today's version of survival of the fittest?
When we say language, we often, the non-native speakers of the English language, tend to think of English as that one language which is put on a pedestal, something that you have to master in order to thrive and survive. Now, that said, that statement is true to some extent because the business world speaks this language. But to answer the question, is that a proficiency which translates into survival of the fittest? I would say let's take a step back. It isn't really the ability to speak a language, but the ability to convey your idea, your thoughts, your opinion in the right forum. That really means survival of the fittest. Now, I'll give you an example. Something which we see every single day. What's happening around us? As our presiding officer spoke of, what is happening around us? Now, everybody in this forum can speak, and that is why we are here. To some extent, we are proficient in our language, in our communication, and yet how many of us have taken a stand on that matter? Now, it isn't about your survival, my survival. It is about the survival of our species, and how many of us have really thrown or shown voice to it? Not many of us. So that is the entire point, Table Topics Master, that just having a voice is not enough. That doesn't give you a chance to survive. That doesn't really confirm your survival, but your ability to use it appropriately when it matters, where it matters, and how much it matters, the way you use it is what matters. So today we stand up for what is happening around us and communicate to the best of our abilities. We are ensuring the survival, not just of us, our future generation, the ability to have a livable society, the ability to grow up in a safe society. We are ensuring all of that, the survival of all of those ideas and all of those elements which is needed for our humanity to thrive and survive. So it isn't just the ability to speak, but to speak when and where it matters. That will ensure our survival. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Oh, thank you so much, Aparna. Thanks for reminding that we are a social animals and it's the social cohesion that matters a lot in the end. So thank you so much. Can we have Rahul Swami next? Rahul, the topic for you is, what's your go-to phrase when you have no idea what to say? What's your go-to phrase when you have no idea what to say?
All right. My go-to phrase when I have no idea what to say is can we go for a tea break? So or can we go for a coffee outside? So that sometimes Coffee Connect also helps, uh, make us think more about certain ideas. And also, everybody loves coffee or tea, right? So it helps create a good bonding between people when we run out of topic. So we can definitely come up with something uh, which is going around over the cup of coffee or tea. So I think going for coffee and asking a person for a coffee or tea um, builds a connect that uh, you're having something to taste or something to savor with that person, and that helps the bond get stronger. So I think that's the only phrase I have when I'm running out of anything to speak with any person. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rahul. So I'm gonna use that next time when I'm stuck in a long discussion with someone else. So for the last speaker, can we have Suchita?
Elias has also raised his hand for a long time, and so has Shravan. So if you can accommodate two last speakers,
I
you
have
choose which.
only one topic prepared.
You can give it to him, no
Okay.
problem. No problem.
Thank you, Suchita.
Yeah. Ilios, I'm not sure if this is cultural, if it's culturally, if it's appropriate everywhere else, but I'd like to go with this topic. How would you explain LOL, LOL, to your grandparents? How would you explain LOL to your grandparents?
LOL? Yes. Explain LOL. This?
Why don't you give him the full form of LOL? I think then he'll be able to make some sense out of it.
Laugh out. Unmute yourself. Sorry.
LOL.
Sreehari, you're muted, Sreehari.
Elias, LOL is laugh out loud.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I just want to have the clarification. Okay. Am I audible, visible before I start? Okay, good. Thank you. My lovely grandparents, my grandpa, my grandma, how are you today? Today, I will be your English teacher. And the word of today is LOL. Laugh out loud. And let me paraphrase this so you can understand what it is. Well, basically, in every country, we have our own LOL. In Indonesia, we call it waka waka waka. WK, WK, WK. It is in one, like GK, just kidding. But you can make it a longer. If you put it like LOL, only LOL, it is just simple joke. But if you put it LOL, double L in the end, it means that the joke is hit you better. It is funnier. But if you put on LOL with the uppercase and then with the symbols like I forgot the imperative, the question, there will be like so many interpretation. And since I love you, my grandma and my grandpa, this is basically like you are giving me encouragement. Since I'm a comedian, I'm practicing my comedy set here for you. And if you find that this is funny, you can just respond to me by LOL, like that. And you can use thumbs up. If only one thumbs up, it is good enough for you. But if you think that it is funny, so funny, you can put on 2 thumbs up. It means that I can notice. So grandma, 1 thumb up, good. 2 thumbs up, great. So if I get 4 thumbs up from both of you, grandma and grandpa, it means that I'm doing it very good. Thank you, grandma. Thank you, grandpa. I really love you. Oh, oh. Back to you, TTM.
Wow, what a wonderful, you have done a great job in conveying that to your grandparents, Ilios. Thank you. So next I'm going to read out the Diana's table topic. She says, thank you, table topic master, ladies and gentlemen. Paraphrase. I live in Canada so long time paraphrase. And I was started to open learning global at English school. Paraphrase. That's my knowledge. With skill level, that was hard. Paraphrase opportunities. Improvement get in my mind in my learned language from in mouth paraphrase. But my knowledge is powerful inside paraphrase with speech. So was to struggle paraphrase. Thank you, table topic master, and thank you so much, Diana, for explaining that. So that's it from the table topic round. I hope you have all enjoyed it and trained yourself for the impromptu speaking. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Jaspreet Kaur.
A good job done, Toastmaster Sreehari. Thank you for this wonderful section with some very thought-provoking table topics. And we did get to hear some very wonderful thoughts coming up from the speakers. Now, I was telling you to go through these websites and get some tips on how to improve yourself on all these 4 skills. Now, we had Toastmaster Suchita who wanted to take up a topic, but Toastmaster Suchita, are you there? Is she there? No, I don't see her. So is there anyone who would just like to take up a topic so that we can give a very small demo how we can work on that? It is a very simple one, not a scary one. So anyone can raise the hand. Anyone who didn't get the chance.
Can I? Sourav.
Yes, yes. You don't need any tips or assistance.
I didn't get a chance.
Oh, you all right, fine. Okay, so let's see what he has to say. All right. Now the question is, so this is, I have actually picked up from the second part of the speaking test. So you just mentioned IELTS speaking test part 2. You get a whole series of questions. And with that, they give you the sub questions, how to enhance that topic. So DTM Sourav, the topic for you is, although had I known you would be taking it, I would have picked up something heavy. I picked up something very light. Describe your favorite time of the day.
My favorite time of the day has been, is always the night time, particularly after midnight. One, because there is no disturbance. So I live in a house which is full of animals, both humans and non-humans, you know. So my house is not like a house, it's more like a zoo. I've got 3 dogs, I've got 1 cat. Sometimes the number of dogs is more because we also have dog boarding. So at times there are like 5, 6 dogs in the house. So to live in a house like that, you can understand that we have very less of floor space, very less of bed space, very less of sofa space to ourselves, until and unless all of these creatures have fallen asleep. And then on top of that, I have a daughter. She's 9 years old. So if 5 dogs is not scary enough, 5 animals, then there's 1 human who's as good as an animal. You know, she's more like a monkey. So she keeps jumping all over the place. So when all of them fall asleep, then obviously, you know, I find peace for myself. I find time for myself. I do a lot of work. If I look at my total work, the 80-20 rules strongly applies. What I do from 12 to 2 is 80% of what I do in the whole day compared to what I do for the rest of the day. So that's how productive I am. So midnight to 2 o'clock is the favorite time of the day for me.
All right. Thank you so much. And a big round of applause for Sourav for doing that for us. Now in this, he has given his answer to the question. But now what I was telling you was 2, 3, 4, 5 points they'll give you how to prepare. So if we bifurcate it, what did we do? The question was, describe your favorite time of the day. The first thing is, tell us what time it is, which part of the day it is. Second is, what you like to do during that time. And the third is, why is it different from other parts of the day? So I think we got a very good example from all that he told to us. But then when you read the question and you read the sub question, you know how to align your thoughts into a proper answer. So that is what helps us here. That is the reason why we do Toastmasters and the table topics is what we get to, you get a very aligned kind of help, very streamlined kind of help over there. Now, very quickly, I'll just take up the next two skills as well. The reading skill, and as you know, in this digital era, reading has absolutely become a lost skill for a majority. It's taken a total backseat. So the IELTS reading skill, if you go through, it helps you develop your knack of reading your mails, of reading news reports or instructions, and then in the process, reading books. You take smaller chunks and you're able to read good, impressive books. And a very important skill, which not everybody is aware of, although we are doing it, it is skimming and scanning. That is what IELTS tells you. So that is what makes you read a given portion very efficiently. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between skimming and scanning?
Skimming is going on the scanning is going deep.
Pardon? Yeah, so skimming is just going through the headlines in the newspaper. Scanning is when some news that interests me, I go into the details. So that is what happens with the emails that come. Some come in our spam folders and all that. So anything that you're doing at times, you just skim through and you're able to understand what it is going to talk about. So that skill is very much required to save on time and to make us more efficient. So that gets enhanced when you go through these reading parts of the IELTS paper. And yes, it does in the process help our vocabulary. Now, if you go through a few modules of the writing section, the writing skill, it will help you in organizing your thoughts very logically. We have our thoughts for everything, but they are very scattered. So logical arrangement of ideas with a clear introduction of body, introduction, body, and conclusion. So what we do in the table topic section or in the speaking section of IELTS is what we do in the written form in the written section of IELTS. Only thing is it is more streamlined because you're writing in a formal manner. So with this, you'll be able to learn how to write very good kind of, very coherent kind of documents, be it a business proposal, just an essay for a competition for students, or even our social media post. Now, when you write a couple of topics, you realize the importance of the word limit as well. The way we have a time limit in the table topics, there's a word limit over there. So it teaches us the need for a precise language. It is also important when proofreading documents, ensuring accuracy and avoiding various errors. Now, at this point, I would want to hand over the virtual stage to General Evaluator Toastmaster Upasna to paraphrase her understanding of today's meeting in her report, whatever notes she has made, whatever notes her team has made. And I would just urge everybody to use the word of the day more. Over to you, Toastmaster Upasna.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaspreet. If I'm not mistaken, do we have table topic evaluation?
Yes, we do have.
Okay.
So Gauri is the evaluator, table topic evaluator. First, two speech evaluators, then the table topic evaluator will come.
Okay, cool. Okay, so as the meeting has come towards the end, now here comes the part of general evaluator. So first we'll start with the speech evaluation and how I would like to do on how we have done before also. I would like to call the speaker, the evaluator and the timer. So I would request the Zoom moderator to please pin them, the timer, the speaker, the first speaker and the first evaluator. So the first speaker was Toastmaster Mahavir, and the evaluator for Toastmaster Mahavir is Toastmaster Sudharma. Toastmaster Sudharma lives in Venugopal, Sri Lanka, and is also a fellow chartered accountant.
She has an MBA from University of Sri Lanka. University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, Sri Lanka. She is interested in learning new things, getting to know new people, traveling to new places. Sudharma is the Vice President of Education for the Gabbys Online Toastmaster Club. Toastmaster Sudharma? Yes. Toastmaster Mahavir? Yes. I would request Toastmaster Sudharma to please start her evaluation.
That saved me a glimpse into my life. Toastmaster Mahavir, thank you for sharing. And we were lucky enough to had a glimpse into your life. I was going back to my life and was thinking, what are that turning points in my life with your opening questions? Thank you for sharing that Uti life with your grandpa's experience and advisors and your Blanco, Tech Mahindra 5 years experience and Micronext, your entrepreneurship experience, your love life, and you have to wait 9 years, and your child experience, yoga, marathon, and what is next? That Rotarian experience. You were lucky enough to represent India to USA. Congratulations, Toastmaster Mahavir. And thank you for sharing the turning points with us today without any hesitations. Let me tell you what are the highlights in your speech. First one, great opening questions. What are the moments that shape your life? Opportunities, challenges, and special moments. You specifically mentioned that to us, and that grabbed our attentions. I was thinking, what are the special moments, challenges, and opportunities in my life also? And that great structure of your speech, opening questions, body. Opening questions, body with your turning points, that UT experience and Micronext, all experience were gathered into that structure. And conclusions, you are the moments of your life with your loved ones, and you are looking forward to have the Toastmaster experience to be another turning point. That was a great conclusion, and all in all, it is a great structure of your speech. The third one is your body language and hand gestures. You delivered your speech with standing, and I saw effective hand gestures. How? When you say about 9 years, you have to wait, you express it very well. And I saw your pleasant expressions in your speech throughout your speech. Well done, Toastmaster Mahavir. And all in all, I enjoyed your speech throughout your speech. Then Toastmaster Mahavir, we have to do something to elevate your speech to next level. What is that? I saw in your speech you were going back and coming forward several times. It was a sign of nervousness. How we can avoid it? We can draft our stage movement into your speech. How? When we deliver your opening, we can be in the middle. When we say about our examples, first example, we can go to left, and second, middle, third, right. And when we deliver conclusion, we can come to middle. We can include it to our draft. All in all, Toastmaster Mahavir, I enjoyed your speech, and I loved your opening and structure of the speech and effective hand gestures. We can work on that stage movement. I loved your speech, and I am looking forward to witness your turning point in your Toastmaster journey. All the best, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudharma. And I second whatever she has said in the evaluation. That was a very detailed and a precise evaluation. To add one point of improvement, I would say for Toastmaster Mahavir, that the camera facing was bit low, as in if your camera would have been in the chest level, it would have been straight. Otherwise, it was, I assume that it was somewhere in the table, on the table, and you were standing and it was in this elevation. So due to that, you cannot maximize your online space, but that is absolutely fine. And I'm sure in upcoming speeches, you will work upon that. Nevertheless, Toastmaster Sudharma has already given a very detailed evaluation. Thank you so much. And I would request everybody to please clap hands for the duo, Toastmaster Mahavir and Toastmaster Sudharma. Next, we have Toastmaster Mukund Joshi, our second speaker, and Toastmaster Mukund will be evaluated by our DTM Sourav Dutta. I would request Zoom moderator to please pin both of them. Yes.
Can I start?
Yes.
It is tough doing a keynote, and no matter how many keynotes you have done in your life, it is tough. I have been doing keynotes for almost 10, 15 years now, and still when I go and do a keynote, no matter how familiar the audience is, no matter how much of an expertise I have in that particular subject, I still get nervous. The only thing that experience does to you, Mukund, is that you don't show that nervousness. You know how to hide it. So that's one good thing about doing a keynote many times, and you just started your journey as a keynote speaker. So you'll pick the rap very quickly, I know, because the way you delivered the speech today, a few things I absolutely loved about the speech, a couple of things I think it could have been better. What makes a good keynote? A real topic, a real example, a real speech. Now, what makes a real speech in a keynote? Relatable. The topic that you chose today is a very relatable topic for people sitting in this audience. How many of you here are great public speakers? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Everyone's being modest here. Okay. Who's okay? Ashwini has raised his hand. Raised her hand that she's a great public speaker. But apart from Ashwini, the rest of the 24 people in the room and the rest of the 7 or 8 of us in here, we are not good in public speakers. We don't know public speaking yet we are doing public speaking, right? I think this is a forum which believes in doing and knowing. So you chose a topic which this forum understands and relates with very well, right? Because what we learned at school is you do after you know. The second is it should be exemplary. Everything that you say, you have to give us an example, because a keynote speaker stands here by virtue of the credentials that that person has. But when he leaves the stage, he should leave with an impression where we believe the speech and not the speaker. We should have more faith in the speech than the speaker, because that's how it's supposed to be. Third, it has to be adaptive. During the course of the speech, you come with a script and you don't end with a script. You go with the flow. Someone asks a question, you change the direction. Something doesn't go well, you change the direction. And last, laughter. This is where I felt that there was some opportunity for you. Now, that brings me to the recommendation. So the examples, were they there? Yes. The only problem is too little and too late. Your example came almost at the 10th minute of your speech, way past your halfway mark. By then, a lot of people are convinced that Mukund only has a few gyan to share with me, which he got from a book. So where is Mukund in this speech? We almost formed an impression about you. And in a professional keynote, trust me, half of the audience will start going for picking up a cup of tea by then. So you will not get us time to reach up to the example, even if you have a great example. Instead, if you start with that, I started off with my career, I had a flourishing career, and then I built a startup, and guess what? It failed. What did I do wrong, and what can you learn from me? Friends, I'll share that with you. Now the audience will stay, because everyone wants to learn from others' failure more than they want to learn from others' success, right? The second is adaptive. Somewhere in between the speech, or probably more in the Q&A section, you understood that things were exactly not going as planned, right? When I asked the question and then someone asked the question, you felt that something was a little amiss. There was an opportunity for you to be a little adaptive and say that, I think that makes a sense, or that's another way of looking at it. I would definitely consider your point, something on those lines. But you stuck to your agenda, or you stuck to the script, even though there was a little bit of a, you were on a bit of a slippery slope. Laughter, obviously, that there was missing. There was, except for one moment where you talked about waiting outside the pediatrician's clinic, and she was irritated that when are you going to leave? I didn't hear even a single, not even a smirk also, which is not a good sign for a keynote speech. In terms of the Q&A session, the response to the questions, never allow anyone to engage in a conversation with you in a keynote speech question answer session. I was exactly doing that, and that was planned. You will find many speakers in the audience who will hijack the entire Q&A session. Don't allow them to do that, which you did. I could have continued, but I said that, okay, my job is done in terms of testing you. The second is connect the answer back to the audience. When you gave that example to Ashwini's question, you should have connected it back to the audience like the way I did, right? I said that, how many of you here know public speaking? And how many of you are here to learn public speaking, to do public speaking? I rest my case. And with this, I rest my case. Thank you. I successfully managed to disqualify myself.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. And you have given a very detailed evaluation, no doubt about that. And there is every meeting we have something to learn. And of course, we have learned a lot from this evaluation also. And as you have mentioned that you have been disqualified, yes, please make sure that you see the timer and the timings, please, because we don't want you to get disqualified every now and then. But nevertheless, thank you so much. Next, we have our table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Gauri. Toastmaster Gauri is also a chartered accountant by degree. She is currently pursuing her passion as an image consultant and a soft skill trainer. She is passionate about building her own brand, rebrand, self, which takes care of self-transformation. She is the VP membership of the Gabbys International Toastmaster. Toastmaster Gauri.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Upasana. Okay, first of all, kudos to everyone who attempted the table topics. It's a heart-wrenching section, and at least that's what I believe. So just take whatever serves you from my evaluation and just forget the rest. I will try my best not to paraphrase what you said. Now, the first speaker was Toastmaster Gaurav. The perks of being multilingual. I enjoyed that you started with a personal story. That whole confusion about in your house, who speaks to who in what language and what answers they get was extremely humorous. Now, your speech also had a message, which was, it is important to speak in the language that others understand. That was very nicely done. For recommendations, I just felt that in the end, you were dragging the content a little bit because there was repetition going on. My suggestion would be that take time to structure what you want to say. Sometimes what happens is our personal stories are very short. And then we just keep repeating to catch that green card at least. So we need an introduction and a conclusion. Just structure your speech. That's my suggestion. The second speaker was Toastmaster Bindu. If words were currency, how rich would you be? You started with an and I think it was very nicely done. It didn't seem like a filler word. It was very nicely put in there. You turned the question around by saying how many people would pay me. And then you also you appreciated the others, that there are DTMs and other speakers, and you went into a self-deprecation that I don't fall in here, which is always very, very catching. You know, everyone loves that appreciation. There was contextual intelligence used. You used Toastmasters platform to say that you are fearful of public speaking. The closing was also very beautiful. You said that, how have we come here to be rich? So an interesting opening and an interesting closing. I just felt that the body was a little weak, if you can work on that a little bit. Speaker number 3 was Toastmaster Abhishek. If you could invent a word, what would it be? Now you started with a little bit of a confusion. You said something and you took it back. So my suggestion, start with a pause. Take that 10 seconds so that when you come on camera, you are not showing that confusion. But kudos to you for the alacrity of your mind and quickly thinking about luck, labor, and chance. As a suggestion, I would have loved that you would have given it a word, which was your table topic. So I've come up with something which is Lulacha. And Lulacha is the first 2 letters of luck, labor, and chance. Speaker number 4 is Toastmaster Ashwini. Secret weapon for surviving small talk. Now you answered the question, Ashwini, and you told us that you like to go into their personal details and you take away points from there. So you answered the question. We have some takeaways about how to ace small talks. What about giving out a story of a small talk that you had with someone? because even you were struggling a little bit with the content. You started with great again. So a little problem with the structuring. Take that 10 seconds to think is my advice to you as well. Speaker number 5 is Toastmaster Aparna. Is language proficiency today's version of survival of the fittest? Now, her speech was actually a learning experience, and what a perfect speech sounds like. She started with a pause. Now, I also understood her way of thinking and how we can imbibe that. She picked up the word language from the topic, and then she transitioned from the word language to English. It also kind of gives me an insight into her way of thinking. The body, she conveyed it in the right form. There was a personal story. There was contextual intelligence. She also gave the example of Toastmasters. Then she related it to the species of human being at large, which is relating to every one of us. The conclusion, she disagreed with the topic and she said it's not the survival of the fittest, but it's the way you use the language. Toastmaster Aparna, I just found that in the end, the conclusion was a little repetitive. You could have made that shorter. Speaker number 6, Toastmaster Rahul. Your go-to phrase when you have no idea what to say. For you also, you should have waited because you came on and you were thinking on screen. So don't start speaking, take that time off before you start your speech. You gave us the phrase, can we go for tea, or can we go for a tea break? And you also shared with us that how does it help? It helps in creating a bond. After that, you were repeating these 2 points again and again. So the 10 seconds of thinking in the beginning is what is going to solve all these issues. In the end, you came up with another point, which was savoring. So these are my 3 takeaways from your speech. Speaker number 7, Toastmaster Elios. How do you explain LOL to your grandparents? First of all, kudos. You started with generalizing it. I'm not sure if you knew the full form of LOL, but you related it to your culture. And you said that in your culture, you say WK. A very interesting way of starting your speech. Your vocal variety, I've heard you many times, and it is always full of energy. It adds that intrigue, not just listening, we also want to look at you when you're speaking. That laughter in the end as a closing, very beautifully done. I have a little bit of a recommendation for you, which is that today I found your vocal variety was dominating the content. I think you were falling short of content today, which is not usually the case. Speaker number 8, Toastmaster Diana. How can language skill open global opportunities? Diana, you're the only one who used the word of the day, not once, but many, many times. Knowledge is definitely your strength. You had the opportunity to learn globally through open school, something which is, I think, amazing. You say that your experience, it was hard, but the way you write and the way you use the word of the day, the speech doesn't look like a struggle for you at all. So thank you for always showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gauri, for that detailed evaluation of all the table topic speakers. And indeed, I second each and every point, whatever evaluation you have given for the speakers. And I'm sure speakers have also benefited with your precise evaluation. One thing for Toastmaster Gauri is if in the evaluation section for table topics, since there are so many speakers, if we can have one good point and one point of improvement, so that you can be on time for all the speakers. Because I have seen in few of the speakers, the red card was shown up. So if you can check that, I'm sure then you'll be on time. Apart from the timing, you were great as usual. Thank you so much. Now I would like to move on to my pillars, my timer, our counter, grammarian, and listener. So I'll start with our counter and I'll give some time to my timer to prepare the report. So Taimam, I'll be calling you on second position. First, our counter, Toastmaster Kamal. Toastmaster Kamal? Yes. You're not audible. No. Not yet. No, you're not audible. Unmute yourself, maybe.
You are not unmuted on your.
We can't.
Now am I audible?
Yes,
Hopefully
yes.
I'm audible now.
Yes, you are audible now.
Okay, I share my screen. So first of all, congratulations to those who has only less than 5 counters. And I want to call out the names who has more than 5. Screen is shared. Is the screen shared? Yes.
Karthik, is the screen shared?
No.
Yeah, all but yes, you have to share it.
Okay, it is on.
Or you can read it out. You can read it on the.
Okay. So Sourav Dutta in table topics, he has 11, Jaspreet have 11 counters, Upasna has a general evaluator 7, Mukund Joshi 26, Gaurav table topics 7, Abhishek 17, Ashwini 34, Rahul has 20 counters moment. Thank you, general evaluator. Upasna, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamal. And for you, I mean, the report was beautiful, it was detailed, it was precise, and I really liked the way you have presented it. I have 2 points to share. First, when the meeting starts, 15 minutes before, check the screen sharing thing, if that is feasible, if that is going good or not, if so that you do not come on the meeting when you have to share it, then there is no discrepancy. Second, rather than calling out people's name, you can suggest that since today there were so many filler words, how we can improve it. Correct? And you can appreciate the people who have very minimum this filler words. So in that way, you are appreciating the people as well as you are not demotivating other people like me and other people. Okay. So keep that in mind, and I'm sure in next further meetings you'll do great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamal. Now I'd like to call upon our timer, Toastmaster Karthik, to present his report.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. Right now, I'm going to share my report. Just a second. Yeah, this is a timer report, and you can see the time taken by all the role takers. So we have 2 disqualifications. One is in the, no,
You can
it is
just
visible.
read it out.
It is visible. So yeah, so we do have 2 disqualifications. One in prepared speech section, that is Mukund Joshi, and one in evaluation section, and Sourav Dutta, TTM-Sreehari Acharya. I'll paste the same thing on the chat. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik, for being so diligent and timing each and every second of our speeches and evaluation. Next, we have our grammarian, Toastmaster Nupur. I would request you to please share your report.
Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
So when Toastmaster Elias said he'll be using the word of the day, I was hoping he would mean paraphrase. Unfortunately, it was not so. But we do have good usage by several members. Toastmaster Jaspreet, Toastmaster Diana used it several times, and Toastmaster Gauri Aggarwal has also used the word of the day. And we have several good usage of words in the meeting: working identity, hypothetical example, protagonist, through thick and thin, reinvent, impromptu thinking, exemplary, proficient, clarity. And Toastmaster Aparna has also used how many of us have. Anaphora was also used by Toastmaster Mukund during his speech. We had a good idiom usage, not my cup of tea. And I just have two recommendations that instead of big client, we can say high net worth client, and asking person for tea or coffee, we can use, sorry, we can say, would you like to have some tea or coffee? So thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. The report was very beautiful and it was detailed. One recommendation for you, rather than reading out the sentences, you can just say that the rhetorical questions were used by Toastmaster Aparna, or if anybody else have used, rather than reading out the sentences, because as you have shared the screen, we are already reading it. Okay, so rather than paraphrasing it, just use it. Just use the names. Okay, but nevertheless, that was very good report. And moving on to our last pillar of this meeting, that is listener, Toastmaster Shubham.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So everyone is excited?
Yes.
I'll start with easier questions. What is the score scale we have in IELTS exam? The lower and higher?
1 to 9.
Yeah, 1 to 9, right. Again, related to IELTS exam only. How many sections we have in IELTS exam?
3.
Yeah. 4 it is. 4. Yeah, 4. Then the next question is, what is the name of the venture Speaker 1 Mahavir had started? Not exactly the same. Mahavir, you cannot answer this question, please. Anyone?
Is it Micronext?
Something to do with micro.
Yeah. Micronext. You were saying macro. Micro and macro, there's a huge difference. Then coming to the Speaker 2, Mukund Joshi's questions. What was the name of the book which he had used for his speech?
Working identity.
Yeah, Working Identities. And again, as you answered the first question, what is the name of the author who has written it?
Offline people should not be allowed to answer this. They must have seen the book kept in front of them.
It's right, friend.
No benefit being given.
Armenia, Albania.
Yeah, right. It's Armenia, Ibarra. Yeah.
General Evaluator.
She has to write.
The last question, what was the purpose of the app which Mukund Joshi had created?
Vaccination.
Vaccination tracking.
Tracking, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you so much, our listener, Toastmaster Shubham. And that was a very delightful listener section. Now I'll start the evaluation of the meeting. Up until now, I was evaluating the people and their speeches and evaluation. So the meeting exactly started at 10. The recording also started at 10, which is very good. And we are known for our punctuality, and that shows up every single meeting. Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Karthik, you were as precise as possible, and your starting of the speech, starting of the meeting was very good. Then our presiding officer, we have nothing to say. You are always great at your job. So I do not have anything to add on. Next, we have our TMOD, Toastmaster Jaspreet. The topic which you have chose was very good, and I know IELTS in a very better way because I have given the exam, and so I understand the 4 sections, as well as I also understand that as a topic IELTS can be monotonous, can go into fatigue zone, but you have made this topic very interesting and which has appalled me. So there is so much to learn because this is a very monotonous topic and it can go into a lecture section. But through your examples, through your interactive uh, conversation, you have made this IELTS as a topic very interesting, and I'm sure people have been intrigued and to understand what you are trying to convey from this very section of yours. Next, we have table topic Master Sreehari. Sreehari, your questions were very good. Toastmaster Sreehari, your questions were very good. They were very simple and easy to understand. I think, this is in my opinion, if you could have made few more questions to adjust few more speakers so that everybody could get chance, and also please look at the screens who are raising hands and who have been raising hands since a long time, because somebody had to pitch in and say that this person has been raising hand for a long time, so please give them a chance. So please be very mindful of this because so that nobody gets left out and everybody is included as per the time is permitted. But nevertheless, your questions are very good. I have enjoyed your questions. So thank you so much. Next, we have table topic evaluator. Toastmaster Gauri. Toastmaster Gauri, I have already evaluated you at that very moment. So I do not have anything else to say about it. And you have always been a great evaluator. I have seen you since along. So I'm sure you will rock in other furthermore meetings also. And with this, I conclude my evaluation. And I would request each and everybody to give a very big round of applause to the background team, people who are handling this role-taking people, role takers, as well as the Zoom moderators. I would request everybody to please put your hands together for them, people who are working behind the stage and making sure that this meeting works. Not only this, in all the meeting, all the hybrid meetings work very smoothly, because managing hybrid meeting is a bit tough, but nevertheless, apart, I mean, having all the technical issues and everything, we always manage to go for a very successful meeting. So thank you, everybody. And I would now request Toastmaster DTM Sourav to take up the further meeting.
You have to hand over to the TMOD. TMOD will hand over to me.
I'm so sorry. Now I request Toastmaster Jaspreet to take over the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Upasna, for this very detailed report. And yes, I would like to echo the same thing. A big round of applause for all the visible and invisible role takers, especially when it happens to be a hybrid meeting. And very quickly to sum it up, I would urge everybody to today, when you go back, please try to search for the LSRW skills. It will help you in enhancing your skills of the language and polish your delivery at any level wherever you are. And any doubt, anywhere you get stuck, you know I'm there. Please connect with me. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And over to you, Presiding Officer, Distinguished Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur and the entire team of role takers, the meeting participants. It's time for me to take your feedback and time for you to also poll, vote. We have got a good number of responses, but I think we can get even more responses. Every vote counts, and we are getting to understand that every single day now, right? So, Toastmaster Nita, she just left. Okay, I was just about to call her. Okay, Vipin, I think you are a guest. Vipin Timande, are you a guest or a Toastmaster?
I am a guest.
Okay, Vipin, what do you think of the meeting?
I joined for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing, especially the feedbacks that are being given. I'm really enjoying it. I'm joining a Toastmasters meeting for the first time, and I was here to really see how the feedbacks and how the activities are planned. So I totally enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the show, and letting me be a part of it. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Raj Mohan T, are you a guest or a Toastmaster?
So I'm Toastmaster from IBC Titans, and this is my second meeting with the Gabbys. I love the entire flow of the session. Especially, I want to emphasize that DTM, the word, whatever you are using in this entire meeting, we will have to record it. Record it. As a learner, we'll have to record it, each and every word you use. The similar way, Madam Jaspreet Madam, the entire takeover of IELTS session, all that, very informative, and the general evaluator, whatever way she expressed and summarized the entire flow. I liked it, though that time was not enough, but they were managed to maintain everything, especially Gauri Aggarwal. It was detailed one, complete detail. I learned a lot. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm glad I was able to attend this session. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raj Mohan. Yes, Dina, I'll take your feedback in a while. You are family, not a guest. So we will come back to you talking about role takers. Any other guest? Yes, Akib and Ilios. Again, Ilios is not a guest. Technically he is, but in reality he is not, like Dina. Even so is Akib. I think Akib, Ilios and Dina have attended more meetings than many of our members have attended. Which is why I always say that they are family. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much, Dina. Thank you for joining our meeting. And we miss you. If you don't come, please do drop a note on Facebook that I'm not going to join, because people get anxious when you don't join our meetings. Okay, so keep joining our meetings because we love to have you here. Thank you. So we'll move on. Thank you, Dina. So we'll move on with this. I will announce the poll results. But before that, a couple of things to do. How many first-time role takers here today? Okay, I see Kamal. Who else? Second time. Okay. So,
Nupur, Grammarian.
oh, Dr. Nupur.
Grammarian first time.
Not on camera, Nupur. Can you be on camera for a few seconds, please? Yes, there she is. Yes. Would want to call out these two people, this young boy right here, Kamal Jain, who took up the role of the R counter. R counter is not an easy job because you have to be attentive during the entire meeting and you have to pay less attention to the speech and what you need to learn from it and more attention to the pits and the potholes, right? And that needs some skill. So I think, Kamal, you did a brilliant job. And thank you for bringing me back on the top of the chart. So, I am now feeling a little bit more settled down. Last few meetings, I was not there on the chart. I was feeling like I'm missing out on something. And Dr. Nupur, brilliant report again as a first-time grammarian. Grammarian at the Gabbys is a very daunting task. I know quite a few people who always say that, give me any role, but don't give me the role of grammarian. And you were able to break that so soon. You're a new member, and yet you did that so soon. No wonder you are, such a passionate speaker and such a passionate Toastmaster. Thank you so much, Dr. Nupur Deshpande, for taking up the role of the grammarian. We also had a few role takers who are doing this role for the second time, which is, I think, listener Shubham Somani. Shubham, a special shout out for Shubham because Shubham took it up when our last night the listener had to drop off. Because of a medical emergency. And Shubham, thank you for being a savior. And the big one, the person who took up the general evaluator role last night. Very few people have the guts to take it up last minute, a general evaluator role. People practice for a long time and all that. So congratulations, Sudharma. Thank you so much. So we had another criticality where the G had to drop off. I would also want to appreciate Toastmaster Mahavir for giving his icebreaker speech today. The first speech is always special. The first speech of the first part is even more special. And the first speech in Toastmasters is all the more special. So you had all the three happening together today. And trust me, this experience you can have only once in your entire Toastmaster journey. You can never have this again. So cherish and relish this moment. And if you want more feedback about your speech, please ask fellow members who have joined the meeting. Once the meeting recording is shared, for them to go through your speech and send any additional feedback that you want from the members. That option is always available to everyone. If you want more feedback on your evaluation, request members that you would want to evaluate your speech to go through the recording and evaluate it offline as well, send the pointers. With this, I would want to now announce the winners for today's meeting. And the winners for today's meetings are the best auxiliary role taker. It's almost a three-way split this time. No clear winner. Yet the best auxiliary role taker. Oh my God. This very rarely happens, but this happened today. It is a listener, Toastmaster Shubham Somani. Congratulations. Congratulations. Seriously, listener and timer roles are so underrated. And, that's why I'm very happy when I see these two roles getting the best role taker award. Lovely, Shubham, great job. Okay, the next is, we have the best table topic speaker. Okay, no point in saying any guesses.
Sealed.
Can the best table topic speaker please come on camera?
She's not here.
She's here.
She's here.
Can the best? Okay, yes. So she knows already, see? She knows. Congratulations, Toastmaster Aparna Raja. I love it. Yes. And Toastmaster Dina McInroy is a joint winner at the Gabbys, It's always a joint winner with Dina. Okay, so that's the best table topic speaker and the best role taker for today. This one I can say. Any guesses?
G. TT, I think. TT.
TMOD.
Okay. So, Gauri, just a point of note for you. Your president did not vote for you, and she said G. And a note for you that Karthik did not vote. He said TT. And rest all of you, please note, Aparna did not vote for anyone apart from Jaspreet. So now you take it up through DMs and PMs with her. Okay, with this, I will announce it was an absolute split. They were almost going to go to a four-way tie, but somehow you guys managed to save that. And finally, the winner is the lady who managed to look exactly like her in the poster. She dressed up, she looked at the poster and said that this is how I should look. And that's how she came into the meeting. Any guesses?
Just
Not exactly. Jaspreet did not wear a specs in the poster. That means you did not see the poster.
Acha. Upasna. No. This is Gauri.
Toastmaster Gauri Aggarwal as the table topic evaluator. Gauri, please come on camera. See, why did I say that? Yes, see. She looked at the poster and said, I must match. Thank you, Gauri. Evaluation, because you're taking this for the second time and you did a fantastic job. This is not an easy role, by the way. Thank you. And with this, I adjourn this meeting, the 192nd meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. See you on Tuesday at the meeting of the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time online. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Tina. Bye.